Hey guys, and welcome in. We're going to go over some of my bottles. Some I actually don't have, as they haven't arrived yet in the mail, but we will be discussing those as well. First, let me tell you a little bit about these particular styles, especially this one or this one, that one as well, possibly this one, and likely this could have been used, but not this one. Okay, that top is definitely vintage, however, and we will begin by, I guess, sort of telling you a little about the decorative bottles like these. These were actually used, and they were commonplace. I mean, you saw these in barbershops all over the place. Any local barbershop from the mid to late 19th century up until 1906, I believe was the exact date, you would see these bottles. This one, in fact, is from 1904. This one, for example, decorative bottle that you would see in a barber shop up until that time. Barbers loved these bottles. That was part of their equipment, so to speak. And then along came what we call today the FDA, but it was then known as the Pure Food and Drug Act. And the Pure Food and Drug Act people said, no way, Jose, we're prohibiting the refilling of the contents in these bottles. No, not any longer can you do that. N-O. So they wouldn't allow them to refill non-labeled bottles. And some of the guys would say, well, listen, this has got a label on it, so I'm still going to do it. And some of the barbers revolted, and they continued using them, and they sort of hung around barbershops for a long while because some of the barbers refused to obey the Pure Food Act and Drug Act people. Anyway, the barbers would fill them up. All the bottles had different contents. They would have shampoo and hair tonics and oils, bay rum like you just see there, rose water, various other scents. This, for example, this is an Ed Pinaud, Paris. That's a typical label you would see on the bottles back then. This one is a sweet collector bottle. But the distinctive colors that you see and these designs, that's something right there that has just really intrigued me. I really love these, the way they look and the way they are shaped and the way they smell. Brings back all the reminiscent, days gone by of yesteryear in barbershops and the way it was when I grew up. And I was born in 1961, and I remember, going to my uncle's barbershop and climbing up on the seat, and he would have to put the board across, the lap board, for me because I was so small. And I remember the fun of being levered up into the sky, when he would crank your chair all the way up, and it had the little rotating foot pedal that I couldn't reach for a long time, and then after I could reach it, I would flip it back and forth, and it would just flip and rotate. One side was solid and the other side was padded. Do you remember that? Well, that's a little bit about why I got into saving these and collecting these and using these. I am using these bottles. And let's talk a little bit about them, okay? All right, first off, even though they're not in chronological order by any means, we will bring out this bottle first. This is an 1890s Harmony of Boston Vintage Bay Rum. Harmony of Boston. There you see it right there. United Drug Company, Boston. And that's Boston, St. Louis, not Massachusetts, like I originally thought. And this bottle is 10 5/8 inches tall. It's a clear bottle with a paper label on it, and it came with this. This is original, folks. What does it say? Can you read that? It says Harmony of Boston on it. There you see it. Harmony of Boston. And this piece is very, very rare. You just twist it, unscrew it, and take it off. That was the cap, but it was still corked. That's the original. This has Bay Rum in it. We'll pour out just a tad, just to get some of it. Just allows a couple of drops. Watch. Just a couple of drops is all it allows to pour out at any given time. I think that's amazing how they designed these so that they wouldn't pour out in gobs. They would just pour out the necessary amounts, you know. And then along years later, this part was done away with. They made the screw caps straight into the bottles, and by that time these were on the process of being phased out. Our next bottle we'll talk about is this Ed Pinaud that I brought up earlier. There you see his name, Ed Pinaud, Paris. Beautiful bottle. It has their logo, carved glass on it, and I wish this label was complete. Even though it's not, it still looks neat. I think I tried my best to preserve it. It says Hygiene de la Tite, Eau De Quinine tonic. Quinine tonic water is what was in here. Ed Pinaud on the bottom there, you can see. And then it has some French words there I can't read. Excellente pour on, I can't read that part, it's torn off. De la Tite, Fortifier, Cheveux, Honoré, Surtout l'air leur donnerait du brillant, La Souple, I can't read that part, it's torn off, and my French is horrible. I apologize for that. There at the bottom you can see Un Parfum. Not at the very bottom. Up above the name Ed Pinaud, it's Un Parfum. Place is in Vendôme, Paris. That's where this originated. Right now, the scent I have inside is Lustray's Blue Spice. Lustray is a company that they put out all sorts of old-time, or old-timey as it even says in their ads, old-timey barbershop scents. That's the Blue Spice. Of course, that's Bay Rum in there. What else would it be? And in this bottle, the same as. But that bottle is 7 inches tall, and I managed to get this top. That is a glass top surrounded completely with some of the plastic strip catchers that prohibits flow up through the top, because they used to come like this completely, and then if you turn them upside down, the bad thing was that they would pour out some, and they had that issue. If you were to spill the bottle over or tip it to its side, then it would spill the contents. So they came out with putting some little plastic coatings on the rubber type tips on the glass stoppers, and you can see it probably a little more so in this one. That's a different version, but just for the sake of brevity, I wanted to show you that because it would take a little while to get that one out. Anyway, moving on to this one, the vintage Barbershop Bay Rum bottle. That's one of my favorites. I was very fortunate to find this one, especially in the shape and condition it's in. You can see the little dotted lines that come up through here, the little grooves are etched into the bottle. They did a lot of work. They did a lot of work on that bottle. And the gold writing, that stuff is really awesome. Nothing is on the bottom of this one either. That's the way it looks. Now the top is something else. Now this bottle is the Aftershave Bottle. I've been told that this one was made in the 1950s. I'm finding out that was wrong. It's actually earlier than that, in the 1900s. 1906 was when they stopped making them. Now, this is an original. Now, I understand that Avon actually copied this design later on, and that's why I was told that it was a 1950s bottle, but it's not. Avon did copy this design later, but they changed the lettering and the striping on it. And see, these are stripes here, and this is what gives it away. The stripe goes down there into the word and across, and it's the same as the bottom, and it connects there. That's how you tell this bottle is from the 1906 era. Anyway, this is the original collectible item. It includes this top, which has a good cork seal on it. 10 inches tall, nothing crumbly, and it pours out about the same as the other one did. See there? Just a few drops. All that's necessary. And that's some awesome smelling Bay Rum that I have inside. It's actually Clubman Pinaud, which is made from the original company, Ed Pinaud. Alright, next is a beautiful green colored bottle. Well, the bottle's not green, but the aftershave inside is. Inside we have some Osage rub. That stuff has been around for years and years at barbershops all over the place. And this is a brand new perfume bottle from Italy. It had stickers on it. In fact, it still has one sticker that I saved. I took the others off, but there's one, you can see it right there. I can't read it from here, but you can read a little bit on it. There it says glass line Italy. And the glass line bottles were original perfume bottles. I looked that up. And this came with the original glass stopper. I love these glass stoppers, but they're so hard to find when they're not chipped and broken, where people have dropped them and straight down on concrete floors inside the barber shops, you know. Well, this one is from Italy, never used, and I was lucky to find it in an antique store. It's an Eau de Toilette style, or Eau de Toilette, with a glass stopper like I showed you, and the awesome smelling Osage rum. Just the clang of these bottles brings back memories from yesterday and days gone by. To me, at least. I guess I'm a sentimentalist, right? Next we have this one filled with some beautiful pink liquid. This stuff inside is from Lustray, the barbershop company I mentioned earlier. Lustray's Dragon Noir, N-O-I-R, Dragon Noir, or Dragon Noir, as they would probably say it in Italy. This is the Avon style, originated from their company in the 1950s. So this one is a little later, and it comes with the glass covered that has been uniquely carved inside or on the outside. And the top, of course, is carved as well. And I admire that. That's really a good attribute when you find a bottle with this from this era. I love this bottle. And I had to buy this bottle just so I could get this top. And that's not the original top. If I said that earlier, I got it confused with this round one. I don't think I did. But anyway, that's the one with the plastic lining around it. That was in this bottle. $4, I think it was. $3.99, $3 bottle at Hobby Lobby. It's filled with Florida water, another aftershave that's been around for years. And I was fortunate enough to find this stopper, and it takes 2 hands to get it out. I can't even attempt it holding the camera. But I found that stopper in an antique shop. The bottle had been broken that it went to. It was a milk glass bottle, like this. That's a milk glass. And it had broken, but the people had this stopper left in the antique shop. And I said, well, would you sell me that for $5? And she said, sure, give me 5. I bought it for $5, just the top. The top's worth more than the bottle. And probably the contents. No, Florida water is not an expensive aftershave. Not at all. And it looks sort of like it came right out of the ocean there in Florida, because that's about the right color, isn't it? The consistency, too, it's a little more clear here, I think. Well, anyway, that is my collection as to date of what I have in person. I will be doing an update when I have the other bottles that are supposed to arrive in the near future. And I will show you those extra 2 bottles that I have in just a minute. We will go to that. Okay, this one is one that I just actually acquired yesterday. Vintage milk glass. This is a lilac bottle, as you can see, obviously, from an actual barbershop. It comes with this particular style top, and it does have a cork entrance that seals it into the bottle. That's the original top as well. This is one from the 1900s. And this one as well, I just got the other day. It hasn't come in yet. It has the ceramic cork, milk glass, about 8-inch tall, and it comes with a cork entrance to the bottle to seal. On the bottom of this one, I meant to tell you, it has MACO, which is a good collector style. That's pretty cool, I think. So these will fit right into my collection, and I can't wait till they get here. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. It means a world to me. You have a great day. Peace.